It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Marks and Spencer's. I very nearly said St Austell Brewery then. It's a Marks and Spencer's beer brewed by St Austell Brewery. It's their Cornish Saison, coming in at 5.9% ABV. There you can see the bottom where it says Marks and Spencer's and the top where it says St Austell Brewery. Caught me by surprise, that one, maybe a little bit misleading. It is, of course, an exclusive for Marks and Spencer's. It's a 330ml can, 5.9% ABV. Without further ado, let's get this beer out into a glass and see what we get. I'm looking forward to this one. I am a fan of St Austell Brewery. St Austell Brewery were one of the first breweries on the channel to actively support us and send us some beer. It was probably 10 years ago now. Fantastic brewery down there in Cornwall. They produce some fantastic beer, they really do. Proper Job, Double Job. Oh, what's the other one? Tribute. Bottle of Tribute. I imagine Tribute on cask is much better than Tribute in the bottle, but you're not here for that. You're not here. You some of you might be scratching your head. You've bought this beer, Cornish Saison, and you've got no idea about St Austell Brewery, and I'm banging on about St Austell Brewery. So we'll get back to the point, which is this Cornish Saison that's been brewed exclusively for Marks and Spencer's. We've got a 1 to 2 finger white head, good levels of carbonation. Light golden coloured, like golden amber coloured ale. Very light amber, if I'm going to say amber. Looks very nice. Let's get the aroma then. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm picking up all sorts of flavours from this beer. I'm picking up a zesty pine needle and lemon and lime and it smells fantastic. Let's dive in. Cheers, everyone. Ooh. Oh, that's really interesting. This takes me back to a time, instantly, just like that. It's just an old memory of mine. One of the best mornings of my life. I'm a morning person. I love the mornings. One of the best mornings of my life. I went to Norway, Leisefjorden microbrewery, and as a bit of a treat, they took me to this island. We went on a boat trip to this island, and I was in this like cabin in the middle of nowhere. And I had no phone signal. On this remote island in Norway, and there was like forest around me, pine trees, and it was winter, so there was ice all over the floors, and it was crisp, but it was raining. It was raining, and I had, for the first time in my life, I had this like real sense that I was in the proper wilderness, the most remote, like wilderness type of place that I've ever been to in my life. And I felt completely in tune with nature, and like I was part of this experience, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I've made a video. It's on YouTube. I can't remember the name of the... It was an actual beer review. I set up the camera and did a beer review. Freezing cold. You could see the steam coming up my breath, and I had a bobble hat on, and I can't quite remember the name of the beer. Vestkundsland. It was a Norwegian beer. But anyway, all of that spout, all of that conversation came from one or two tastes of this beer, because it has that same flavour as that Norwegian forest island that I was on in a log cabin. It has the crispness, it has the pine needles, you know, which represent the pine trees that are all around me. I'm sure there's ginger in here. Ginger and spiciness and pepperiness and cloves, and yes, I'm sure it should be a Saison, and Saisons don't necessarily have ginger and pine and all these other things. It does straight away. There we are. Ginger, lemon, cinnamon. I mean, what represents a Belgian Saison? The whole talk of a Belgian Saison is farm workers in Belgium would be given a beer at lunchtime by the farm owner to keep them going. Maybe like a chunk of bread and a pint of beer, and that would get them through the afternoon in the hot Belgian sun. That was the talk. That was where Belgian Saison came about, because it was a farmhouse beer, a French Belgian farmhouse beer produced for farmers or farm workers. It was cheap. It was kind of readily available. It was easy to do. They had most of the ingredients on the farm to do it. But to have it with ginger and lemon, and I love this style of beer. One of my most favourite styles of beer that I quite easily forget about. And when I get asked all the time, what's your favourite style of beer? And I never mention this one. I never mention the piney, lemony, ginger, cinnamon, spicy kind of beers. That they're fantastic. Get into them. They're absolutely fantastic. So, Saison beer with ginger, lemon and lime zest and cinnamon. Spring water, malted barley, malted wheat, oats, yeast, hops, ginger, lemon zest, lime zest and cinnamon. That is a fantastic. Even though, for me, it's not a true representation of a proper Saison. This is a Cornish Saison. So, I mean, whatever goes, isn't it? I mean, if it's a Cornish Saison, maybe it has ginger and lemon and cinnamon in it. But I like it. I like this beer because it's produced memories out of nowhere. I didn't go into this beer review wanting to talk about old memories, but sometimes a beer will do that to you, especially if you've been on this journey for the last 11 years where beer takes you in all sorts of different directions in life. It's almost like you have your first taste and you're able to pinpoint when was the last time you tasted a beer like this, and yeah, it was on that remote island in Norway. I like that enough for that reason. For that reason alone, I like this beer enough to give it a 9 out of 10. So 9 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers!